Good evening. Tonight we're going to make a special dish from Italy. Actually, it's from Naples, and it's called spaghetti alla Puttanesca. It's a lot of controversy about the dishes. You understand that Puttanesca is a bad word. Puttana, it's a prostitute, and Puttanesca, that's the name we use for this dish. Who actually made this Puttanesca? One of the most, to me, true. It is a husband had a wife who used it for prostitute. He was the pimp, and to make some gap between one guy to the other, he used to make this pasta called Alla Puttanesca. To make a Puttanesca is very, very simple. That's the 7-8 minutes type of dishes. What take it long is the pasta, so we kind of step one notch ahead in the pasta. But we needed the capers, black olive, fresh tomato, basil, parsley, little bit onions, and anchovy. And the anchovy is very important because of what? Puttanesca. So, and we make it a nice flavor. We use some of the best tomato called the San Marzano tomato. It's imported from Italy. The reason why it's good because San Marzano is a little bit sweeter. At this point, let's do the parsley. You can see it chopped enough for making this dish, and that's very important. And after we get the parsley chopped up nicely, I have the rest in the stove because of the caper, and the olives already done. What I do, I use the plum tomato, like you see it, and actually I dice them up. I dice them up as possible, small as possible I can, because we need somebody when we eat that pasta with tomato. So what we're doing to make it nice, chop them up, and we don't need a lot because we're gonna cook it just for 3 or 4 people. This dish is here, and that's the sauce. The sauce we want to use it there. Okay, at this point we come to the stove and we have oil in the fry pan. Now's the time. A lot of people think about the Puttanesca, you put in one ingredient at a time. Wrong. Okay, you put all the stuff inside in one shot deal. It's all measured for you. That's the garlic. That's the sun-dried tomato. That's the olives. We have to put everything in together. That's the parsley and candy onions. Okay, now we have here a couple of pieces of pepperoncino. I took the seeds out because I don't like the seeds. It's not good for you. That's the capers. See, we put the capers, beautiful. And here come the anchovies. So we got all the ingredients right now. And what we do into here, we just cook this here. And at this point too, we try to give it some seasoning. The only thing you have to be worried, about the salt. The salt is the item. It's gotta be careful because again too, you got the anchovy. And the anchovy is salty. Okay, the capers are salty. So next thing you don't want to do it, you don't want to have a mouthful of sea salt. So you gotta be very, very careful. So you want to cook this here properly, like 3 or 4 minutes, because you want the onions to cook. We pour a 1/4 cup of wine. How do you know? It's a 1/4 cup. I measure with my mind. Normally I have a glass in the side because I have a 1/4 cup and a cup for me, but it doesn't work here. Okay, that's a 1/4 cup of wine. We allow to evaporate the wine because if you don't evaporate it, alcohol, it gets bitter, a little bit bitterness. So you want to evaporate it because you basically, the only thing you want the juice, and the juice would taste sweet. And that's come the tomato. Here we go. Our tomato got inside. Now what we allow the tomato cook a little bit. Like I said, remember we talk about, that's a sauce that only take a 6-7 minutes cooking process, okay? Because the mistake we all do when we cook sauces, we overcook the tomato. And once we overcook the tomato, it doesn't taste right. So you want to be able to taste it here. The caper, the olive, the tomato, the basil, the combination's got to be all once in your mouth. Okay, so when we put pasta, that's what it's gonna taste good. Now the pasta, we cook al dente, and the sauce in together, we separate it. We make two separation. One is just the flavor of the pasta, the other is the flavor of the sauce. And combined together, both is gonna be one of the most pleasant taste. And of course, we have a great cheese to put in there. In the end, the sauce is ready, so we're gonna drop our pasta. And that's gonna be the final touch. And the pasta, see, you don't want it too saucy, because you want to be able to see the pasta. See, the pasta don't have to be backstroke or swimming. You need to just coat it. That's why in Italy we call it pasta asciutta. It means dry pasta. So, okay, that's it. Once we do that, our dish is done. It's phenomenal, finished, perfect, tastes good.